Greetings, friends of the universe. Today we are going to talk about the Yahyel extraterrestrial race. Who are the Yahyel, where do they come from, and what is their connection to our planet? Let's start. The Yahyel extraterrestrial race, also called by the Sasani race, the Shalanaya, meaning those who will come first, are considered to be the first civilization to make formal third-dimensional contact with Earth humans. This incredible race is one of the most human-resembling species in the universe. They are part of our galactic family and very similar to us in their physical appearance, together with the Sasani and the Pleiadian races. The Yahyel are a beautiful and graceful race of hybrid beings which consider us as their creators and parents, since our DNA is the primal component in their biological makeup. The most notable difference between Earth humans and the Yahyel is the color and the size of their eyes, being bigger and with more specific colors, which are rarely seen in humans. They look almost exactly like us, but there are other Yahyel hybrid civilizations that are part of their collective as well, which can be a little more different than us in appearance. Not all Yahyel beings share the same DNA structure. The average Yahyel height is about 5.5 feet tall, and their life expectancy is around 300 years. They have 5 fingers on their hands and 4 toes. They have little ears, thin lips, and large eyes, with larger pupils than Earth humans. The eye color, in general, is green or blue, but there are other colors as well. The Yahyel extraterrestrials radiate very pure solar golden energy and are one of the closest relatives we have on an interstellar level. They have a very healthy relationship with their technology. Their DNA makeup is composed by more than one human race, but our Earth human DNA has the largest percentage of their genetic makeup. This is the reason why they perceive themselves as the hybrid children of Earth humans, seeing us as their parents and genetic co-creators. They are in fact a mix of human DNA mixed with a few others unknown extraterrestrial races. The Yahyel receive enormous heartfelt joy and love interacting with us and assisting us to come back to our awareness of our unconditionally loving nature and to recognize that we are beings that are connected to the infinite. In that connection, they want us to understand that there are other forms of life, not only that of the Yahyel, Sasani, and Pleiadian human civilizations, but other beings and civilizations, and that we are part of this harmonious galactic family. The Yahyel race can vibrate in the 4th and 5th dimension. They conceive and give birth to children in the same way as Earth humans. Women pregnancy lasts about 7 to 8 months. They walk, they breathe, they eat, they sleep, and they dream together. They value life and themselves, and they nurture each other in all ways that they can, at all times. The Yahyel civilization originates from a distant planetary location, and they reside on 2 planets much similar to Earth. The Yahyel did not share the location of their planets or the names of them, and the only information we have is that one of the 2 planets is located approximately 4.73 light-years from Earth. The Yahyel stated that this information will be presented to us in the near future in a timing when we will be able to actually observe it and confirm it through observation and collaborate the statement made by them regarding the information they give us. They decided not to share their planets' names and locations because at our current development, we won't be able to see these planets with our current technology or travel to them. The Yahyel live in harmony with their beautiful planet and all forms of life on it. They live in harmony with each other. The Yahyel are helping us remember how to live in harmony with Earth and with each other on all levels of our existence together. In a sense, they are bringing timeless knowledge from outer space that will help us understand how to fully enjoy our living space and our heart's inner space. They help us realize the magnificent and loving beings that we actually are. As the connection between us humans and the Yahyel civilization unfolds, they will share more information about their history, our history, and more information about where we come from. On March 13, 1997, there was a huge spacecraft, miles in length, that flew over Phoenix, Arizona. This phenomenon is known as the Phoenix Lights. The Phoenix Lights ship was of the Yahyel. The Yahyel know that we're still not ready for a direct, third-dimensional contact with another extraterrestrial race, so they're taking their time to make themselves known by easing their way in with friendly UFO sightings. During that event, they gave thousands of people across the state of Arizona, in North America, a spectacular light show in the sky, and there's even a video for anybody who missed it.
I got 4 of them. Major sighting here.
It is the most famous so-called UFO sighting in the world, the Phoenix Lights, and it happened right here in Arizona. Can you believe it's been 17 years?
Hard to believe, and it seems like each year something new emerges. Tonight, a new witness describes why she and thousands of others never grabbed a camera that memorable night.
Take a look at this.
To this day, there are only 4 known videos that capture what happened in the sky over the Phoenix area on March 13, 1997. Each one shows the same thing, a pattern of lights that blink on for a few minutes, then disappear from the night sky, but not from our memories.
I was never a watcher for UFOs. I've never gone outside and looked or telescoped.
Sue Watson knows those lights are only part of the story.
It came over the hump of the mountain. Evidently, what we saw that night was one of the biggest and most reported UFOs ever.
This brand new computer animation comes closer than ever before to explaining what Sue and hundreds, maybe thousands of others saw that night. It is from an upcoming film called Prescott Witness. Reports came in from all over Arizona, an enormous craft that flew over the entire state, north to south and back again, right over metropolitan Phoenix. Black as night, more silent than a whisper. Every witness describes it the same way.
This is the biggest. This is like a mall flying over my home. Seriously, and then when it flew over, it had these lights in front, and then it was totally illuminated underneath like a yellowish amber, and it was a total rounded boomerang.
But out of all those reports, not one person shot video of that craft. Not Sue or her 4 kids who watched it happen. All they have is her drawing.
I didn't want to stop watching it, and then by the time I got out with a camera, it passed our house, and we kept watching it over our roof and going south, and by the time I had the camera, it shot off.
I got 4 of them. Major sighting here.
And so we are left with these images, which the military and many others say are just flares used for target practice that night. But Sue and all those others know there's something more out there.
If I'd only had a camera.
Since then, they have been visiting other cities around the world. Perhaps you'd have seen them, or will see them soon. The idea is that they will continue to show themselves more and more until we are comfortable with the idea of their existence. Then, they will make official first contact when we show we are ready to do so. It is totally up to us. The Yahyel race is far more evolved consciously than we are. They are spiritually advanced and highly telepathic. It is easy for them to pick up on our mental callings, and many diplomats from the Yahyel collective are interacting with us through a process called channeling. This is a process of telepathic interface between a human medium and the extraterrestrial, which allows telepathic communication and exchange of information. This is the Yahyel symbol, with which can be used to access the Yahyel collective consciousness. By focusing or meditating on this symbol, you are inviting, calling, and connecting with them. As they said, We now have access to them, and communication can be established as long as we are in a deep state of mind and on a high enough frequency to achieve the contact. They chose this symbol because it represents the idea of a triangle. A triangle is commonly used among beings in the universe as the fabric of our creation is literally built on the Platonic solid known as the tetrahedron. This is why the Sasani race also uses a triangle as their symbol. They have shown their triangle as unfinished and incomplete. They say it symbolizes the idea that they will not be complete until they are reunited with their human family, which is not only us, the Earth humans, but also other human races. If you often see this symbol in meditations, deep mindful states, or astral projections, you may be connected in some way with the Yahyel collective consciousness on a much deeper level than usual. Although there are many methods of communication with them, the main method, and perhaps the only method possible at this time of history, is through channeling. One of the most recognized Yahyel channelers is Sean Swanson. Sean channels the Yahyel representative, called Yeshua, in preparation for the future Yahyel arrival on Earth. The being channeled by Sean, and by some other channelers, gave the large amount of the information we have on the Yahyel race. There are other channeling members of the Yahyel civilization who are happy to give us information and aid us in our ascension and spiritual growth, and simply to exchange knowledge about them by receiving information about their society, and we on the other hand, giving them information about our own. Although there are different Yahyel representatives, Yeshua is the only one that people really know well and encounter often at this time. Through this Yahyel representative, called Yeshua, we learn that the Yahyel race are descendants of some of our ancestors that left our planet thousands of years ago, perhaps after the fall of Atlantis or Lemuria, or even way before, when even myths and legends do not remain. Here is a channeled message from a Yahyel representative. We know this has been a long and hard journey for nearly all of you. It has been a hard, bumpy ride, but there has been some joys along the way. We know that many of you are tired and some are anxious and scared of the future. We know the world you chose to live in has been very negative, in fact, among the most negative, confusing, and limited worlds in this region of space. You amongst many of our fellow brothers and sisters are called the masters of limitations because there is nothing you know better than to limit yourselves. Yet we call you masters because to all of us, you are masters and heroes. We admire you not because of your negative acts, but because who you are and all the positive things you do, despite the darkness you live in. All of you living at Earth at this time has chosen to experience this reality that will transform to one of the biggest changes and shifts in creation at this time. There is no describing how brave you are for choosing this task. We admire you for doing this. You are helping so many other beings by doing this, others that also live on negative worlds. We show you to them, and they see that you can do the most unbelievable things. For what you are doing, going into the darkest of darkness and stepping out to the lightest of light. Your world is unique. There has been similar worlds like yours that has experienced almost the same level of negativity, like the planets that are now the asteroid belt inside your solar system and the planet Mars, but those worlds destroyed themselves. But the Earth we are talking to now will not the reality of which we are speaking to you. For in the future, you will concern these limitations, and it is now started. In the year of 2012, you have reached the critical edge. Your planet just got over 7 billion people, and you are now more positive than negative. Over 50% of your population chose to be positive. Remember that this is a choice you can all make. Even in this world, you can all choose to be positive, and when you do this, Earth will become a paradise. This is the reality that you are going into now. There might be many bumps along the way, but you having experienced so many bumps before, and you always knew how to handle them. And remember, you can also have a pleasant journey as well, going with the flow. You don't have to struggle, but many may prefer struggle, since in the end, it teaches them a great lot. And when the time is ready, we will join you in your journey, living among you, for we are your children. And others as well. There are so many star nations out there, curious about you, that also want to meet you, to be with you, to learn from you, and you learn from them. And your own ancestors will join you too. We believe that this interaction will happen in the near future. We do not set a date, because a prediction and prophecy are a sensing of your energy, and your energy is changing all the time. If we say that we will be here in 2020, your energy will probably change through that time, and we might come sooner or later. When the time is ready, there will be mass landings, but we do not wish to land when you are in a state where it will create panic and turmoil. When the time is ready, we will know, and so will you. One of the things we find very odd about you humans is that many of you do not appreciate themselves and what you do. We find this very odd because in our world, and many others, people appreciate themselves and others all the time. It's impossible for us not to do so. You might think, why should we appreciate the things we do not like about ourselves? Well, why you even do something that you do not like? What for? Why make yourself unlikable to yourself? We understand that the energy on your world is still low, but remember that you can always put yourselves in a higher energy if you so wish. And by appreciate yourselves is the best way to do it. For why shouldn't you appreciate yourself? We know that many humans need a reason to be happy, but you don't really need it. Appreciation is easy. We would advise each and every one of you to do this now. Sit down in a comfortable position, close your eyes, and appreciate yourselves. Appreciate every joyful moment of your life. Let go of all your negative experiences and emotions. You do not need them. Feel yourself through your heart. Appreciate who you are. Appreciate the fact that you are a powerful and eternal beings, and that you're brave for being born upon this world. We appreciate you more than anyone else. For if it wasn't for you, we won't be talking to you right now. We love you unconditionally. We and many other beings will appreciate you forever and ever. So spare some time to appreciate yourselves as well. We are connected. We are family. There is so much we want to tell you when the time is right. We are all looking forward to that day. Until then, we will have small individual contacts with those agreed with, and we will be in your dreams if you ever wish to talk to us. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and click the notification button to get notified for our future videos.